I want you to imagine a scenario with me, okay? Hear me out. Let's say that I am your health coach and personal trainer, okay? And you come to me and you say, "Oh my gosh, I kind of went off the rails on my diet. It was someone's birthday and I ate like 2 pieces of cake, and also I just didn't get any of my workouts in this week." And I looked you in the eye and I said to you in my meanest, jerkiest voice, "Man, you have no self-control. What a pig. Um, you're lazy. You couldn't even get up off the couch to work out like one time? Like, what is wrong with you? Why do you even have a trainer anyway? Obviously, this is not for you. You're just always going to stay the way that you are." I hope that you would be like, "Wait a minute, Kate. You cannot say those things about me. Those are not true," right? But how often do we say things like that to ourselves? Hmm. Sometimes we don't even realize how bad we trash talk ourselves after a setback, after we didn't execute the plan or the goal exactly the way we wanted to. And let's drain the drama and the condemnation out of it. You're just not allowed to do it right now, okay? So let's say you ate those 2 pieces of cake and you didn't work out. So instead of all that condemnation about what a loser you are, we're going to pull that out. You're not allowed to say that. And let's just look at the facts. Maybe you imagine you're like a police detective or a scientist or something else. Let me know in the comments what you want to imagine yourself as. But so we're going to take those 2 events where you felt like, man, I failed. It was a setback, right? We didn't follow through the way we had hoped. And let's just look at, okay, what would a detective say? All right, what happened? What happened right before this? Well, I was kind of sick last week and I didn't feel good and I wasn't sleeping. Okay, well, you couldn't really help that you were sick. Maybe we would address what's going on with your sleeping. And then we'd say, okay, what happened with the 2 pieces of cake? Like, and then we find out, okay, you didn't eat before the party at all. Like you went into the party super, super hungry. And so when that cake came out, you were starving. So you had 2 because you didn't even eat dinner. Okay, well, those are things that we can work with, right? Those are triggers that in the future we could avoid, like that trigger of a huge hunger. Of course, you wanted to eat whatever was there. So maybe we talk about what could we do in the future, right? And this may sound boring, you guys, but why would you want to sit in the trash talk? It's not motivating. It shows that when we treat ourselves that way, we often don't do the behavior. If I told you that you were lazy, good for nothing, would you be like, "I'm going to go eat some carrots"? No, you wouldn't. You'd be like, "Oh my gosh, this is terrible. I need to go sit down and cry." So don't talk to yourself like that. I'm not going to talk to you like that. I hope you wouldn't let someone else talk to you that way. So again, we're just drain the drama. We're going to adjust the facts. What is actually true here? Okay, it may have been a mistake not to eat beforehand. So in the future, if I know a party's coming up, I'm going to make sure I get my water for the day in. I am going to have a meal with some protein and some like fruits and veggies so I feel nice and full. And then I'm going to, maybe even plan in advance. I am going to have 1 small piece of cake. Or maybe you're going to plan, I'm not going to have that. I'm going to have something like maybe a little less calorie dense when I get home. But where you would make it realistic. But let's just like try, what can we learn from this? And how can we move forward? Let's not just like throw ourselves down and say it's hopeless. I don't believe there's much, if anything, in this life that's hopeless, honestly. So, you guys, just the facts. Be a detective. Be a scientist. What happened here? And don't just call yourself terrible names, right? So that is my tip. How can you leverage that setback? And I would be hesitant to call it a failure. Okay, I didn't execute it this way. It was a setback. I'm getting right back on the horse. I'm planning for the future. I'm going to avoid these bad triggers. I'm going to do these things to help myself out in the future. I just plan and go forward without all the drama. That's how you leverage setbacks and failures.